Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Xfinity Series slate on Draftkings at Texas Motor Speedway. Got a lot to unpack here, especially with Kyle Busch being in this race. So if you're new here, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me grow. Trying to just continue my growth throughout NASCAR season. If you want to get more of my content, you can always subscribe to my Patreon. I'll put the link down below. $10 a month, you're going to get spreadsheets for you're going to get content for all three series combined for $10 a month. Spreadsheets, optimal lines, past optimal lines, projections, rankings, tiers, what drivers need to do to pay off salaries. So a bunch of stuff over there. So be sure to go hit that link down below. And also hit the link down below to follow my Twitter, because I will not be going live this week for this race and the Truck Series race, because I will be out of town. But for the Cup Series race, I will be going live. So if you want to follow me on Twitter and ask me questions about these two slates, that's probably the best way to find me. I should be active on Twitter, answering your questions if I have the time to. So be sure to go hit me up down below. But yeah, let's get into the slate. Kyle Busch, look, you're going to have to play Kyle Busch here, man. Look, first. Obviously not first in lap sled, but he races 5 races a year. Last 5 races, first. 35 lap sled, that was at Coda, but that race was only 40 laps long. We're going to have to play Kyle Busch. That's just going to be how it is. You got to find value to get him in there. He starts 14th, gives you a little bit of place differential. He should win this race. He's minus odds to win this race. So, yeah. Play Kyle Busch and move on from that. Noah Gragson, $11,500, starts 30th. He should get a top 5 in this race. He almost won. He should have won Texas last year if he didn't, lose it on the last lap. He was gonna win, and then he just didn't. I still don't know what happened. He lost control off turn 4 and got passed. He had to race 1, but he blew it. But he's really good at this track. Obviously, he showed that here last year. Starting 30th, he should get top 5 in this race. It's going to be hard to fit him and Kyle Busch in a lineup together, which is going to make me a little bit cautious of really wanting to get to him. So probably not going to be. I'm going to have a little bit of Gragson, but it's going to be hard to really get to him. I don't think the value's all that great on the slate, so it's going to be tough to really want to get there. Up next, Cindric and Allmendinger. Group them together. Cindric starts 4th, Allmendinger on the pole. If Kyle Busch in the field, I just don't really see him leading a ton of laps. If you were going to play one, it would be Cindric for me. I think he could definitely get out front and lead a good punch. But, still with his salary and Kyle Busch being at 14,500, I just don't really want to go there. It's a nice, little tournament. Pivot, I think, would be Cindric off Kyle Busch. But still, it's just hard to really want to get there with Kyle Busch in this field. Josh Berry starts 28th. I like that. He should get a top 8. He could compete for a top 5. I don't think he'll compete for the win of Kyle in the field, but I like that at 10,200. I'd probably rather go there than AJ or Cindric, to be honest, just as a nice little place differential play. So Josh Berry's very much in play here. Someone I'm gonna want to have a good bit of ownership too, as is Justin Allgaier and Harrison Burton. They're too cheap, 9,900, 9,700, starting 16th and 18th. They should compete. They should definitely get top 10s. Allgaier could compete for this win, honestly. I think Burton could compete for a top 5. So they're just way too cheap, in my opinion. So I'm definitely very interested in those guys here. Then you get to guys like Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick, starting 3rd and 5th. They'll probably run around that, so I'm probably just not going to be too interested in that. I don't see them getting out front and leading laps, which is what they're going to need to do to pay off their salaries. So not going to be too interested in Brandon Jones or Hemrick. Brandon Godovic is $8,800. You're paying a lot for Brandon Godovic, man. I know he starts 34th, but that's a lot for him. You're really banking on him getting a top 13 here, and honestly, if you want to win a tournament, it's probably gonna be more than that. So probably gonna need a top 10 out of him, and I just don't see that, man. He's just not really that great. His car is pretty good. The Sam Hunt Racing car is a borderline top 10 car this year. It's just Brandon Godovic isn't. It depends who's in that car, and I just don't really have any faith in him, so I'm not going to be too excited about him. Then you get to these guys like Annette, Burton, Haley, Herbst. Actually, Herbst is a little bit interesting, but Annette, Burton, and Haley just start a little bit too high for me. They could probably hang around that, but more than likely going to drop back a little bit. I don't really see them Burton's the only one that can see really getting a top 5 here. I don't think Annette or Haley do. So probably just not going to be all that interested in either of them. Riley Herbst, though, he does start 12 here, and he has top. I mean, he sucks, man. Riley Herbst is just so frustrating because I know that car is so fast, but he is, like, awful. I mean, we saw Chase Briscoe, which that car, he was in a 99 car, but that was a Stewart Haas racing car that they just rebranded as the BG McLeod Motorsports car. And Briscoe led a ton of laps. He almost won that race. He probably should have finished second to Ty Gibbs. Obviously, the wreck happened and that didn't happen. But, and Riley Herbst is out here running around in 15th place every week. It's just awful. But he does have potential to finish in the top 6, so that's a little bit of an interesting tournament play. I wouldn't call it a great play or anything, but it is interesting. I'd probably just rather go to Moffitt, starting 19th. I think he has top 10 upside here for sure. I could totally see that happening. I just don't. I think Herbst's ceiling might be a little bit higher. I think Herbst, we've seen him have top 5 runs in the past. So I don't think Moffitt really. We've seen Moffitt have top 5 runs in the past too, but I think Herbst probably does that more at a time. I think Moffitt's going to need a little bit of help. That car's just not as fast as Herbst's car. And if Herbst can keep it all together, he should have a decent run. Moffitt should have a top 10 run. So, I think I think Herbst is a little bit better of a tournament play. I'd probably rather go to Moffitt and cash. Mike Snyder's awful too. He's kind of like Herbst. See, the difference between Riley Herbst and Mike Snyder is Herbst just wrecks all the time. Snyder doesn't wreck, he just sucks. So, another really good car is in. Tyler Reddick won a championship 2 years ago in that number 2 car that Snyder's in right now. So, starting 17th, he'll probably move up a few spots. I don't really want to get there. Ryan Sieg starts 9th. I don't really want to get there. Landon Castle starting 22nd at $7,300. You are paying a lot for him. I just don't want to go there at all. Now, Jeremy Clements is going to be really popular here. I don't understand why DraftKings made him $7,100 starting 20th. He's been a consistent top 10 driver in pretty much every single race this year. I don't understand why DraftKings made him $7,100. So, he's too cheap. I would play him in every format. When I saw he was starting 20th, I was like, okay, I'm really interested on how DraftKings is going to price him. I thought he'd be around $8K, $7,900, $8,000. But no, he's $7,100, and now you just have a really, really cheap play here. I'm going to be pretty interested there. Tanner Berryhill, $7,000 starting 21st. I think he'll probably run around that. That's kind of where he ran around the last time he was in the Hour Motorsports car. Maybe he can move up a few spots. That's a tough sell. If you're trying to sell me, I'm pivoting off of Jeremy Clements to Tanner Berryhill, man. That's just a tough sell there. I would just so much rather play Clements. He's just shown more speed. He's been doing good this year. He's firmly in the playoffs right now by points. So, Jeremy Clements has had guys like Noah Gragson in points right now. So, I do like Clements a lot more than Berryhill here. Matt Jaskell, I'm not playing him at $1,600 starting 40th. Man, I'm just not. That's just way too expensive. I don't care where he's starting. That's way too expensive. I'm not getting that. Brandon Brown starting 7th. He just starts too high, man. Now Jordan Anderson's interesting, because we've seen this 31 truck or car for 3 weeks now, 3 straight top 10s. However, Tyler Reddick drove 2 of those races, and who drove last week? Crap. Who drove at Sonoma? Am I just being dumb? I'm being dumb. I cannot believe I don't remember who drove at Sonoma last week. Oh my gosh. Now I feel like an idiot. Whatever. It was a talented driver, a good driver. Was it Reddick again? No way. No, it wasn't. Oh, it was Josh Berry. Josh Berry drove at Sonoma last week at for this team. So a good run. Obviously you're gonna have more talented drivers. I don't think Jordan Anderson's the most talented driver in the world, but obviously this car is decent. So starting 32nd, I think a top 20 is definitely possible here. And that's just going to really just make me like him more than, honestly, everyone, him and below. I just think his car is just a lot better than everybody else's. So that's just going to make me more interested. Joe Graff starts 35th. I'm not paying $6,500 for Joe Graff. I'm not paying $64 for Earnhardt. Bailey Curry's interesting because these Mike Harmon cars, I always say, if they don't have mechanical issues, they're going to run well. So Bailey Curry, if he doesn't have mechanical issues, should run well starting 39 if he has top 20 upside. And so that's always going to make him as an interesting tournament play. Stephen Parsons, I don't know. He just hasn't been really too great this year, but these BG McLeod cars just have not been that good. $6,100 starting 37th. I think he's kind of interesting. Oh, God, I forgot about Tommy Joe Martins. Look, Tommy Joe Martins starts 36, and he's $6,000. He's so cheap. the last few weeks he's been kind of getting screwed with mechanical issues, which is you're running a risk there playing Tommy Joe Martins because of the mechanical issues that he could possibly have. But man, if he doesn't have mechanical issues, he's going to get you a top 20, and I want to play that. That's going to be a fun tournament play. It's going to be a sweat. You're sweating out him and Curry, man. I mean, like you're sweating it out, and Kyle Weatherman, you're sweating out that they're not going to have mechanical issues, but when they don't, they run well, and Tommy Joe Martins runs better than both those guys when they don't have mechanical issues. So I really like Martins here as a tournament play. I'm still gonna like Anderson more than these guys, but like you're getting to deeper value, so that's gonna be interesting here. Ronnie Bassett Jr. I mean, I don't think that's gonna be a good play. The DGM truck cars have not been that great this year, so I'm not gonna be too interested. Garrett Smithley starts 27th. He's in at 17 for Rick Ware. He should be able to run around top 20. I think that could be a good tournament play. Colby Howard starting 26th, no. David Starr starting 31st, no. LeBay and Williams, no. Gray Galding, definitely not. Kyle Weatherman, again, like, he can run top 20 if he doesn't have mechanical issues, so you're kind of sweating that out. I don't think you need to go down here, but if you do have to get to like the 4,000 range, Kyle Weatherman's going to be your guy here because Little, no. Mills, no. Buford, no. Vargas, no. So that's just kind of how I feel about the value. I mean, Tommy Joe Martins, Jordan Anderson, and Bailey Curry would probably be my guys down here, and Garrett Smithley, I think, a little bit too. Just play Kyle Busch, find a value in the middle here, get to Jeremy Clements if you can. That's just kind of how lines I think are going to be built, especially in cash games. And in tournaments, make a few pivots here and there. There's definitely some good pivots like Brett Moffitt, Riley Herbst, guys like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe on this channel, and have a great rest of your day.